7 years, Kwame. 7 years you called me stupid in front of my children. Worthless. Good for nothing. I smiled and I saved this land in Abuja.
The one in your name I bought as a surprise?
I had your name removed this morning.
You can't do that. That's my land? Huh?
Was it? With whose money, Kwame?
The land stays. You go.
Lagos never slept, and neither did Sewa Mensah. By 5:30 every morning, before the city's chaos fully ignited, Sewa was already in their kitchen on Lagos Island, pressing school uniforms, packing lunch boxes, stirring oats, all while mentally calculating the day's trading stock. She was the kind of woman who moved through difficulty the way water moved through rock, not dramatically, but persistently, until something gave. At 34, she was stunning in the way that needed no effort. Warm brown skin, a figure that curved generously in an Ankara dress, natural hair twisted neatly above her head. Neighbors on their street called her Mama Kojo with deep affection. They did not call her husband much of anything. Kwame came into the kitchen at 7, already dressed in his designer shirt, phone in hand, without greeting her. "There's no fresh juice," he said, opening the fridge. "The blender is broken."
You can't even manage a simple house. What exactly do you do all day?
Sewa said nothing. She placed her Koswa's lunchbox in her bag with steady hands. 7 years, she thought, and he still says it like it's new. Sewa's trading table was set up at the edge of Balogun Market. Fabric, hair accessories, skincare products arranged with the precision of a woman who understood display. She had built her customer base from 12 people to over 200 through sheer consistency and warmth. "Sewa, you have to increase your prices," her best friend Dede said, appearing beside her stand in a bright yellow jumpsuit, oversized sunglasses, carrying 2 cups of kunu. "You are selling like Zara but charging like a roadside hawker." "I know what I'm doing," Sewa said, smiling. "Does Kwame know what you are doing?" Sewa's smile didn't waver. "Kwame knows what I want him to know." Dede stared at her. "Sewa, what are you planning?" It had started 2 years ago, quietly the way Sewa did everything. A small notebook hidden inside her fabric roll where she recorded every pesewa she set aside from her daily trading. Not for household expenses, not for the children's school fees. Those came from her main earnings. This was a separate account, a silent account, a purpose account. She had opened it at a bank branch in Ikeja where Kwame had no connections. She had told no one except Dede, and even Dede didn't know the full amount. One day, Sewa thought, each time she made a deposit, he will see, he will understand what he married. She was not saving out of bitterness, she was saving out of love, a love stubborn enough to survive contempt. At their son Kojo's 10th birthday dinner, Kwame sat at the head of the table and told his brother the story of how he had built his family from scratch, his business connections, his hustle, his vision. Kojo looked across the table at his mother, quietly serving everyone, and asked, "What about mommy? She works too." Kwame laughed. "Your mother sells hair clips at the market, son. That's not work, that's passing time." The table laughed along with him. Sewa cut Akoswa's chicken into smaller pieces. Inside, something hardened, not into hatred, into certainty.
Dede arrived at Sewa's stand one Tuesday afternoon with fire in her eyes. "I need to show you something." She handed Sewa her phone. On the screen was a WhatsApp chat, Kwame's name at the top, and below it, messages to a woman named Tina. Hearts, plans, a conversation about when I finally sort out this house situation. House situation, Dede repeated darkly. "Sewa, he's planning something." Sewa read the messages twice. Her face was unreadable. "How did you get this?" "His phone was on the table at your house when I came to pick up Akoswa. It kept buzzing." Dede grabbed her hand. "Sewa, leave him." "Not yet," Sewa said quietly. "I'm not finished." That night, Sewa checked her savings account balance on her phone under the bed covers while Kwame slept beside her. The number stared back at her, patient, powerful, accumulated pesewa by pesewa over 26 months of early mornings and silent discipline. It was enough, More than enough. She opened her browser and searched land for sale, Abuja, Maitama district. She had been watching a particular listing for 3 months. Tomorrow, she decided, I call the agent tomorrow. Sewa traveled to Abuja on a Thursday, telling Kwame it was a fabric supply trip to a wholesaler. Dede came with her, dressed powerfully, carrying a folder of documents, playing the role of business partner with the seriousness of a woman who had watched her best friend suffer long enough. The land in Maitama was everything. A clean, properly documented plot in a fast-developing part of Abuja. Title deed verifiable, seller legitimate. Sewa walked the land in her fitted Ankara suit and heels, shading her eyes against the afternoon sun. This is it, she said softly. Are you sure you want to put it in his name? Dede asked carefully. For now, Sewa replied, I want him to see it. I want him to know what I built. Then he can know what he lost. The purchase was finalized over 2 weeks. Every signature, every bank transfer, every notary stamp, Sewa handled alone, professionally, quietly. She had never felt more powerful in her life. She framed the title deed, wrapped it in gold paper, wrote a card. To my husband, built with love, Pesewa by Pesewa. Everything I am, I invested in us, Sewa. She placed it in the wardrobe to present on their 8th wedding anniversary, 3 weeks away. She did not know what Kwame was already planning. Dede had been doing her own digging. She came to Sewa's stand with a screenshot, Tina Okoro's Instagram page. Tina Okoro, 26, Lagos-based, posed in pictures at restaurants Sewa recognized. Restaurants Kwame had told Sewa were business dinners. She's been with him 8 months minimum, Dede said grimly. Look at this one. That's your anniversary restaurant from last year. He took her there too. Sewa stared at the photo for a long time. He took her to our place, she said quietly. Sewa, I'm not crying, Sewa said, still staring. I'm calculating.
Sewa's mother-in-law, Mami Esther, called her that weekend, a woman who had always secretly respected Sewa's endurance. My daughter, she said carefully, I am hearing things about my son, about a girl. What things, Mami? A long pause. He is talking about changes to the house, to arrangements. Another pause. I told him he is a fool. He did not listen. I am calling to tell you, protect yourself. Sewa gripped her phone. Thank you, Mami, she said steadily. I already am. Kwame came home that Friday in an unusually good mood, bringing takeout, ruffling Kojo's hair, helping Akosua with her drawing homework. The kind of mood that made Sewa's skin prickle. He's close to something, she thought, watching him from the kitchen doorway. He thinks he's close to something. Later, when the children slept, Kwame sat across from her in the living room and said with practiced casualness, Sewa, I've been thinking, this marriage, we've both tried, but I think we want different things now. Sewa looked at him calmly. Do we? I think it's time we talked about separating. Amicably, like adults. Amicably, she repeated softly. I'll make sure you and the children are taken care of. Kwame, she stood up. We will finish this conversation, but not tonight. She walked to their bedroom. Good night. Kojo found his mother sitting at the dining table at midnight, papers spread before her, glasses on her nose, making notes in a small book. He padded out in his pajamas, rubbing his eyes. Mummy, why aren't you sleeping? Sewa looked up and quickly softened her expression. Come. She pulled him onto her lap, all 10 years and growing limbs of him. I'm just working, baby. Is it because of Daddy? He asked quietly. She paused. What makes you say that? He talks to you like you are stupid. But you are not. You are the smartest person I know. Sewa held her son tighter and pressed her face into his hair, so he wouldn't see her expression break. Tina made the mistake of becoming comfortable. She tagged a location on Instagram, a new Abuja apartment, captioned "New Beginnings, HT," and Dede, who had been monitoring her page daily, saw it immediately. The apartment was in Kwame's name. He had signed a lease 3 weeks ago. He already has a place lined up, Sewa realized when Dede showed her. He's not separating, he's replacing. She sat very still in her car outside the market for 11 minutes. Dede sat beside her, saying nothing, knowing her well enough to let her process. Then Sewa started the engine. Call Barrister Afia. Tell her to start the paperwork today.
The title deed transfer took 68 hours. Barrister Afia was thorough and fast. By Friday morning, the Abuja land, fully paid for, properly documented, was no longer in Kwame Mensah's name. It was in Sewa Mensah's name. She held the new document in both hands in Barrister Afia's office, the morning sun coming through the window and falling across the paper. "What do you feel?" Dede asked softly. Sewa thought about it honestly. "Like myself," she said. "For the first time in 7 years, exactly like myself." Kwame chose that same Friday evening to bring Tina to their apartment. He had told Sewa he would be traveling to Port Harcourt for a site visit. Instead, he sent Sewa a text at 4 p.m. "I think you should take the children to your sister's this weekend. I need space to think." Sewa read it. Then she called Dede. "He's bringing her to my house," she said calmly. "Sewa, don't go home. I'm going home. Sewa, Dede, I'm going home." She left the children with Dede. She drove home alone, changed into her best outfit, the deep burgundy blazer, the tailored trousers, the heels she wore when she needed to feel like armor. She laid the land document on the glass dining table. She put the kettle on. She sat down and waited. They arrived at 7. She heard Kwame's key in the door, heard his voice, low, private, intimate, heard Tina's laugh. The door opened. Kwame froze. Tina froze behind him. "Welcome home," Sewa said, pleasantly, her hands folded on her lap. "Please come in." Sewa standing, document in hand, 7 years of silence finally spoken. Kwame's shock, his anger, Tina dissolving from the doorway, the document on the table, the question that ended everything. Was it? With whose money, Kwame? And then Sewa's bag on her shoulder, her heels on the marble floor, her hand on the door. "The land stays, you can go." She walked out into the Lagos night, and for the first time in 7 years, the air felt clean. Sewa drove to Dede's apartment. The children were already asleep in the spare room. Dede opened the door, took one look at her face, and pulled her inside without a word. They sat on the kitchen floor with cups of tea, because sometimes the floor was the only honest place. And Sewa told her everything, every word, every second. When she finished, Dede asked quietly, "Are you okay?" Sewa considered the question seriously. "I am the most okay I have been in 7 years," she said. "I just need to cry for a minute first." She did, briefly, cleanly, the way strong women cry when they finally allow it. Then she wiped her face, straightened her blazer, and picked up her tea. Kwame called 47 times that night. Sewa answered once at midnight when the children were deeply asleep. "Kwame, let's talk about this," Sewa said. "Barrister Afia will be in touch about the separation agreement. The children stay with me. The Abuja land stays with me. The apartment lease is in your name. You can keep that one. You can't just... Kwame, you told me for 7 years I was worthless." A pause. "Check your accounts. Check the land registry. Then call me worthless again." She ended the call. The way Lagos words always spread, fast, embellished, and completely accurate at its core.
By Monday morning, Kwame's colleagues at his office had heard. His business partner called, clearly uncomfortable. His brother called, furious, not at Sarah, but at him. And Tina? Tina, upon discovering the apartment lease Kwame had signed for their new beginning, was only a 6-month rental, not ownership, not a grand gesture, quietly stopped returning his calls. Kwame sat in their empty Lagos apartment, surrounded by furniture Sarah had chosen, on floors Sarah had cleaned, in a home Sarah had built, and had nothing to show for 7 years of contempt. Kojo and Akosua adjusted to their new routine at Dede's with the resilience of children who had always known, deep down, that their mother was the stable one. Kojo asked one morning, "Is Daddy coming back?" Sarah sat across from her son and answered honestly, "Daddy and I won't be living together anymore, but Daddy is still your father." "Did he make you sad?" Akosua asked. "He did," Sarah said clearly. "But I'm not sad anymore." Akosua climbed into her lap. "Good, because you are too pretty to be sad." Sarah laughed, fully, genuinely, for the first time in what felt like years. 3 weeks after leaving the apartment, Sarah made her first trip to Abuja with Dede. They drove to Maitama and stood on her land, in the afternoon sun, the red earth warm under their feet, the Abuja skyline visible in the distance. Dede spread her arms wide and span slowly. "This is yours, Sarah, every pesewa of this." Sarah stood very still, looking across the plot. She had a vision, not wild or grandiose, just clear. A building, units for rent, steady income, her children's future made solid. "I'm going to build here," she said quietly. "When?" "As soon as possible." She took out her phone and called an architect she had researched 3 months ago. "I've been planning this conversation too," she said, and smiled. Kwame appeared at Dede's gate one Saturday morning in his best outfit, carrying fruit. The children ran out excitedly. He was still their father, and they loved him without condition, the way children do. Sarah came to the gate. She was in a simple fitted dress, face fresh, no tension. "You look well," Kwame said, clearly not expecting it. "I am well," she confirmed. He tried, haltingly, imperfectly, to apologize. The words came out wrong, too rehearsed, too focused on what he had lost rather than what he had done. But they came. Sarah accepted that he was sorry. But sorry doesn't rebuild what 7 years breaks. The children need their father. That relationship, protect it. You and I are done. She stepped back inside. The gate closed gently. 6 months later, Sarah moved into a rented apartment of her own in Lekki. Bright, modern, hers. She had expanded her trading business into an online store, assisted by Barrister Afia, who had also introduced her to a women's business network in Lagos. Her Abuja land had a foundation going up. She received the first contractor's progress photo on a Tuesday morning and forwarded it to Dede with no caption. Dede called immediately, screaming. Sarah laughed and held the phone away from her ear, standing on her own apartment balcony, looking at Lagos waking up below her. The honking, the color, the chaos she had always navigated quietly. I was never worthless, she thought simply. I was just in a house that couldn't hold my worth. Kojo came to her one evening while she was working on her laptop. 12 now, growing fast, and sat beside her with unusual seriousness. "Mommy, I don't want to be like Dad." She closed her laptop. "Tell me what you mean." "I don't want to make my wife feel small. I don't want to be that kind of man." Sarah looked at her son for a long, full moment. Then she put her arm around him. "The fact that you know that at 12, she said, means you won't be." She squeezed his shoulder. "But we'll keep talking about it, every time you need to." "Okay," he said. Then, Mommy, your land, when will the building be done? About 14 months. He nodded seriously. I'll come for the opening. You will cut the ribbon, she said. He grinned, her grin, her gap-toothed, full-hearted grin on a boy's face. On a bright Saturday in Abuja, Sarah Mensah stood before a completed 2-story building in Maitama. Clean white exterior, iron gates, a small sign that read, Sarah Properties, built 2024. Dede stood beside her in a sequin dress, entirely inappropriate for a construction site, and entirely perfect for the moment. Kojo held the ribbon, Akosua held the scissors with the gravity of someone performing surgery. A small crowd had gathered, the architect, Barrister Afia, a few market women who had watched Sarah count pesewas for years, neighbors from her new Lekki apartment, her mother who had traveled from Kumasi in her finest kente. Akosua cut the ribbon. The crowd cheered. Sarah stood very still in the middle of all of it, in a cream-fitted dress, her natural hair out and full, the Abuja afternoon sun on her face, and she felt something settle completely inside her. Not triumph, not revenge, peace. This is what worthless looks like, she thought, looking at her building. Let him look. She turned to find Kojo already photographing everything on his phone. Dede was already dancing. Her mother was crying with her good handkerchief pressed to her face. Sarah raised her champagne glass to no one in particular. To pesewa by pesewa, she thought. To every quiet morning. To every smile that was also a strategy. To the woman they underestimated. Moral lesson. The woman they call worthless is often the one quietly building what they will one day wish they had never lost. Dignity is not loud, but its results always are.